Welcome to Solar Somatics and Yoga. My name's Dom. We're going to be doing a mixed practice today. We're going to start with a couple of gentle somatic movements, start to open the hips up, and finishing off, allowing ourselves to melt away in some longer yin poses. Today's practice can be done without props. If you do need props, couch cushions, towels will suffice perfectly well in the place of bolsters, books in the place of blocks. Sky's the limit. It's up to your creativity. So in saying that, coming to land wherever you are, taking a seat, I personally recommend sitting on a cushion or a bolster, elevating the hips above the knees, closing the eyes down, taking a couple of deep breaths, inhaling deeply in through the nose to the belly, sighing, letting it go. Two more like this, deep into the belly, sighing, letting it go. One last breath. And just allowing the breath to move naturally now, noticing the flow of the breath, noticing where it's moving into easily, noticing if there's any areas that are restricted that you're having difficulty breathing into. I'm not trying to change or shift any of this, just noticing it. Tracking the breath, moving in through the nostrils, through the sinuses, through the throat, into the lungs. Taking a quick scan of the body now. Feeling the tips of the toes, the soles of the feet, tops of the feet, the ankles, shins and calves, knees, thighs, hips, glutes, the pelvic bowl. Taking the awareness to the lower belly, lower back, navel center, upper belly, diaphragm, mid-back, the shoulder blades, back of the heart space, in between the shoulder blades. Shoulders, triceps, elbows, outside of the forearms, wrists, back of the hands, tips of the fingers, palms, wrists, inside of the forearms, elbows, biceps, back to the shoulders, chest, front of the heart space, center of the chest, collarbones, pit of the throat, chin, lips, both nostrils, tip of the nose, the eyes, ears, in between the ears, coming out to the space between the eyebrows, third eye center, to the crown of the head, the back of the skull, to the top of the cervical spine, and dropping the awareness down through the cervical spine to the thoracic spine, lumbar spine, into the sacrum, to the tip of the tailbone, and just allowing the awareness to drop into the entire spine all at once. Allowing this awareness to diffuse out from the spine into the entire body. Holding this full-bodied awareness. Simply sitting, noticing what's arising. Noticing the self. Just pausing in this. Taking a snapshot. Noticing how you are at the start of your practice. Noticing if there's any niggles, points of tension, pain, discomfort, pleasure, joy. Just taking it all in. And when you're ready, opening the eyes up. Coming to sit flat with the legs outstretched. I'm going to come into a pendiculation. I love that word, pendiculation. It's the style of movement that we use in somatics. It's this gentle squeezing and releasing of a muscle without going into a stretch. Allows the mind-muscle connection to restore the muscle to its natural full length rather than the contracted, shortened versions that we're quite often running around with from chronic stress and something called sensory motor amnesia. It's this breakdown of the mind-muscle connection. So, saying that, extending the right leg or the left leg, not super important. And just leaning forwards over that right leg. Feel free to sit up on a cushion here if you need to. Not coming into a stretch, never stretching in somatics. And just noticing how far away you are from that right shin. Once you've got that, coming to sit back up tall. And if you're not super flexible, you might like to use a strap or a rolled up towel. Just wrapping it around the foot. Pushing the foot into the strap or your hands. And then ever so slowly, closing the eyes down while we do this, increasing our sense of interoception. Just pushing that heel forwards. Letting yourself fold forwards. Melting over that right leg. Once again, not coming into a stretch, and just letting go and melting at the bottom. I don't need the strap here. Bring that right heel back in. And once again, slowly extending. Eyes closed down. Increasing that sense of interoception. Internal felt sensation. And just extending that right foot. Coming to sit tall. One more time. Slowly pushing that heel forwards. Really connecting to the hamstring as we're going through this. Coming to sit tall. And then melting forwards. Just noticing, has there been a difference? Can you get any closer to that shin? Do you feel more connected to the muscle? Do you feel like it's more awake? Just noticing what you notice. And from there, swapping legs. And once again, doing that pre-check. The brain really loves to learn through contrast. So you find in somatic movements, we're doing a lot of these checks. So just once again on this side, noticing how far forwards you can come without going into a stretch. Once you've got that, sitting tall, drawing that heel in, slowly extending that left heel out. Melting at the bottom, pausing. These pauses are really important in this practice. Once again, we're never stretching. Trying to move with pleasure, finding enjoyment in the movement. Coming in again, slowly pushing that heel forwards. Melting forwards. Sitting tall. One last time, drawing that heel in, sitting tall, slowly pushing that heel forwards. Melting over that leg, sitting tall, and doing that post check on this side. It's just noticing, sitting forwards, just noticing if you can get any closer, noticing if that muscle feels more awake now, more open, more alive. And from there, we're going to extend our right foot forwards, or the other foot, depending which side you just did. And do a pre-check here again, so just checking how far away we are from our shins. Sitting tall, drawing both heels in, either wrapping this towel or strap around the bottom of our feet, pushing both heels out as we melt forwards. Second you come into a stretch, just drop it. As soon as we start stretching, we're activating a sympathetic response in the body. The whole point of this practice is to activate our parasympathetic nervous system, so we don't want that. From here, drawing the heels back in, going again. 3 is the magic number. And one last time. Pausing and melting at the bottom. Sitting tall and just coming to melt forwards. Checking if there's been a change. Can you come further forwards? Are you closer to your shins? And then just coming to lie flat. Just coming into a little mini Shavasana. Feeling free to support the head, the cushion, maybe sliding a bolster under the knees, whatever you need to feel comfortable and held right here. Just taking the next 30 seconds or so. Just to notice what's occurring in the body after that. What's changed since that first snapshot. Is there a difference to how your breath's moving? You're just more aware of your hamstrings in general. Has this had a cascade effect anywhere else in the body? And from here, I'm going to come into a quick psoas release. So we're going to take for the sake of the video, I'll start on the right side. We're going to draw our right knee into our chest, slightly out towards our armpit, toes of the left foot pointed towards the sky, chin tucked. I'm just going to lift our left foot off the ground and then just consciously contracting the psoas. So it's that muscle on the inside of that left thigh, really just drawing it into the bone. And ever so slowly, slow as you can, lowering that left heel to the floor, keeping the lower back firmly planted to the ground, drawing that right knee in. Releasing completely at the bottom, letting the foot flop out to the left side. Taking a breath. And then coming back, lifting that left heel off the floor. Again, pushing that lower back into the ground, drawing that psoas in ever so slowly, letting that left heel come back to the floor. Keeping the eyes closed down while we do this. Drawing that right knee in as you come down, letting that left heel flop, pausing for a moment there, before turning the toes of the left foot to the right, turning that foot as inwards as you can, and once again lifting that heel off the floor, drawing that psoas in, and slowly, gently, slow as you can, just releasing that left foot to the floor. Letting that left heel melt. Just noticing what's happening with that right knee. Noticing if there's been a shift or a change. Is it closer to the armpit, closer to the chest? Releasing that right knee. Just pausing here for a moment. Noticing the contrast, the difference between the two sides. And then from here, I'm going to take that left knee into the chest, pointing the toes of the right foot at the sky this time, lifting that right heel off the floor, contracting that psoas on the right side, keeping the lower back to the floor, and slowly releasing that contraction, letting the heel come back, slow as you can, as smoothly as you can. You might notice points of skipping or jumping while you're doing these movements. Just drawing that left knee in. These points of skipping and jumping, it's actually a sign of sensory motor amnesia. It's that breakdown between the mind-muscle connection. As we do these movements, they start to smooth out, the connection's restored. And then from here, just lifting that right foot, toes turned out to the right, drawing that psoas in, and slowly releasing back down. Slowly as we can, drawing that left knee in this whole time. Once again, not going into a stretch at any point, just gently drawing that knee in. Pausing at the bottom, letting all tension go. And turning the toes of that right foot into the left, lifting that heel off the floor, drawing that psoas in, drawing that knee in, slowly bringing that heel back to the floor, releasing as gently and slowly as we can. And just noticing what that left knee is doing now. Noticing how it's shifted. Slowly releasing that left knee. Moving as gently as we can in respect for our fascia. And then just pausing here, taking another little mini Shavasana. Noticing if the breath's changed. Noticing if there's any sensations of warmth, tingling, coldness. Generally elevated awareness in certain areas. Just approaching whatever sensations are arising in a non-judgmental manner. Simply allowing them. And then from here, rolling over to our favorite side. For me, I'm going to roll to the left. Slowly pushing our way back up to seated. Really trying to move gently and slowly here, avoiding any jerky, sudden movements. I'm going to come sit in a 90-90 position. So it doesn't have to be a perfect 90-90, but I'm going to sit with our right leg out in front of us. Left leg out to the side. I'm going to bring that, propping ourselves up with our right hand. This next sequence is to open the hips up. Bring our right knee up. And just noticing the distance between that right knee and the floor. And from here, we're going to take our left palm to the inside of that knee. We're going to push the knee into the palm. It's generating a bit of tension. Once again, closing the eyes down while we do this. Slowly letting that hand take over. Pushing that knee back to the floor. Once again, keeping an eye out for any points of skipping or jumping. Looking for that sensory motor amnesia. Just trying to smooth it out over those points, slowing down even more. Now when the knee gets to the bottom, just releasing, pausing, letting all the tension drop out. And if this is uncomfortable as well, feel free to sit up on a bolster. Feel free to get creative with your propping in any way you might need. It might mean a cushion under the knee. However that might look for you. Just having a play, figuring out what works. This isn't a super specific science to how we're sitting. Simply trying to move with pleasure. And from here, lifting that right knee back up, closing the eyes down again, pushing the knee into the hand, slowly pushing the knee back to the floor. And whatever you do with your propping, just making sure you're comfortable. As I said before, we're not looking to stretch, not looking to move into pain, discomfort. We're inviting the body to open gently through slowness, safety. And one last time, bring that right knee up, pushing the hand into the knee, slowly pushing that knee down to the floor. And just releasing at the bottom, taking a breath, pausing. And once again, lifting that right knee off the floor. And just noticing, has the range of motion increased? Noticing the distance between the knee and the floor, has that increased? Once you've done that, just releasing the knee, letting it go. We're going to take our left hand under the right knee. I'm going to push the knee down into the hand, and we're going to pull the knee up with the hand. This is something called reciprocal inhibition. It just helps to lock in the change. And from here, bring our left knee up, taking the left palm to the outside of the left knee, doing our pre-check here, noticing the distance between the knee and the floor, and slowly pushing that knee back into the floor, generating some resistance with the knee, and just slowly pushing back down, keeping the eyes closed down while you do this. Pausing and melting at the bottom. And again, bring that left knee up, taking the palm to the outside of the left knee, pushing the knee into the palm, palm into the knee, slowly letting the palm take over. Keeping the eyes closed down. Noticing what sensations are arising. Pausing. And one last time. Bring that left knee back up, pushing the knee into the palm, slowly pushing the knee back down. Letting the knee go at the bottom. Letting all that tension drop out. Taking that hand under the knee again, pushing the knee down into the hand, drawing the knee up with the hand, and releasing. I'll shuffle around for this next one. This one, pushing the big toe of that left foot into the ground, lifting the heel off the floor, and just noticing the distance between the heel and the floor. So for me, it's about 4 fingers. And once you've got that, just letting the heel go, letting all the tension go out of the body, propping yourself up, closing the eyes down, lifting the heel off the floor. I'm just taking 2 fingers this time to the top of the heel, pushing the heel into the fingers, and slowly pushing the heel back down, and letting go at the bottom, melting. Just noticing the sensations as you come up and down. So again, lifting that heel, taking those 2 fingers, pushing the heel back to the floor. For me, I really feel this in the outside chain of my leg, up through my glute, into the base of my neck actually. This really goes to show how it's all interconnected. And one last time, lifting that left heel, slowly pushing it down to the ground. Pausing, melting. Letting all the tension go. And one last time, lifting that heel off the floor. This time taking the fingers back under, just checking the distance between the heel and the floor again. So for me, I can probably fit, I can fit my thumb in that now. It's about 5 fingers between my heel and the floor. It's been a slight increase. And then from here, swapping sides, repeating that again. So lifting that left knee up, drawing it in, noticing the different distance between the knee and the floor, taking that right palm, propping ourselves up with the left arm, taking that right palm to the inside of the left knee, pushing the knee into the palm, slowly pushing that knee back to the floor, keeping the eyes closed down, noticing the sensations as you're pushing the knee back to the floor, noticing if there's any points of skipping and jumping, just trying to smooth the movement out as much as we can. The more we practice, the smoother these movements get. And one more time, lifting that knee up, pushing the palm into the knee, slowly pushing that knee back to the floor. As we smooth out these skipping and jumping parts, rebuild that connection. Start to erase the sensory motor amnesia. You'll start to notice improvements in posture, general improvements in global tension in the body. And one last time, raising that knee up, taking the palm to the inside of the knee, pushing the knee into the palm, slowly pushing that knee back to the floor. When I first started practicing these movements a lot, I personally actually noticed decent increases in strength in the gym. I was able to lift more. And functionality all around improved. So once you're there at the bottom, bring that knee back up, noticing if there's been a change. For me, there's been a significant one, and then letting that knee come back down. Bringing the hand under the knee, pushing the knee into the hand, drawing the knee up with the hand, and then releasing. And coming around to this right knee now, raising that up, taking the right hand to the outside of that right knee, noticing the distance between the knee and the floor, pushing the knee into the hand into the knee, and coming back down. Keeping the eyes closed down while we do this. Pausing and melting at the bottom. Taking that right knee back up. Pushing the knee into the hand. And then slowly pushing that knee back to the floor. Just releasing there at the bottom. And one last time, taking that right knee up, pushing that knee into the palm, generating some tension, and slowly pushing that knee back to the earth. And taking that right knee back up. Noticing if there's been a change. Is there a larger distance between the knee and the floor than there was at the start? Coming back down. Taking that right hand under that right knee. Drawing the hand into the knee into the hand, and releasing. And one last time, coming into this heel movement. So pushing the toes of that right big foot into the ground, noticing the distance between the heel and the floor, and then releasing. And then from here, closing the eyes down, raising that right heel up, taking two fingers, index finger and the middle finger, to the outside of that right heel, closing the eyes down, slowly pushing that heel back to the floor. Releasing at the bottom, pausing, letting all the tension go. And again, taking those fingers to the outside of the heel, lifting the heel, and slowly pushing that heel back to the floor. And releasing there at the bottom. And again, lifting that right heel off the floor, taking those fingers to the outside of the heel, keeping the eyes closed down, pushing that heel ever so slowly back down. And get to the bottom, lifting that heel up again, just noticing if there's been an increase, same as everywhere else we've done. For me, the increase isn't quite as significant on this side. You'll get this one side tends to be a bit tighter than the other. taking those two fingers under the heel this time, pushing the heel into the fingers, lifting the heel with the fingers, and releasing. And then from here, coming to lie flat again, taking another one of those little mini Shavasana. And once again, noticing how the breath's flowing. Is it deeper than it was at the start? Noticing if there's any sensations that are different than before. For me, I can feel a lot of heat around my left hip right now. The fascia opening back up. Just noticing the sensation of the mat, the floor, wherever you might be lying. Just noticing that. And once again, rolling over to your favorite side, slowly pushing your way back up. And from here, I'm going to move into the yin portion of this sequence. So I'm going to start with the reclined butterfly. Let's bring the bolster, couch cushion, pillows, whatever you might have, into the base of the spine. You might wish to use blocks here. I personally don't need them, but I will demonstrate. Let's bring that bolster in to the base of the spine, maybe bringing blocks under the knees, cushions under the knees, whatever you might need. So we're really not trying to push ourselves into these maximum range stretches. And then just coming to lie flat on that bolster. You might wish to cactus the arms, might wish to have a hand on the belly, you might simply wish to let the arms go. Whatever it is, finding what's comfortable for you in this moment. Really just playing with our edge here, so not pushing past 60, absolute maximum 70% of our maximum range here. Just simply finding this edge, just giving yourself permission to melt into it. Really using our breath as an anchor here. Notice the mind wandering, just drawing it back to the breath, the rise and the fall of the belly. Any areas of stress or tension, trying to draw the breath into here. It's really nice to take the hands to the belly and just notice that rise and fall as you're breathing. might notice after a little bit, if you do have some blocks, cushions, whatever, under the knees, the hips might open up a little bit more. Might be able to remove these, going a bit deeper into the pose. Just a reminder to stay with the breath. If you're wandering, just coming back to it. If you're finding the breath constricted, you can't breathe deeply, you've probably gone too far into the pose. It's absolutely about sending signals of safety to the body, giving it permission to gently open up. Absolutely no need to push yourself. And just taking 3 final deepest breaths here. Inhaling deep into the belly, expanding it as much as you can. And sighing, letting it go. 2 more like this, deep into the belly. Sighing, letting it go. 1 last, deep into the belly. And sighing, letting it go. And from here, ever so gently and slowly, drawing those knees back together. Rolling off to one side. Sliding that bolster, cushion, whatever you might have behind you, out of the way. And just coming to lie flat once again. Just taking a little rebound. Letting the fascia bounce back to its original position. Just continuing to track the sensations in our body the same as we were before. A lot of somatics purists would say not to blend yin with somatic movement. I personally find they work hand in hand. Really help to open the body up in a different way. And when you're ready, rolling off to your favourite side. We're going to come into a lizard pose from here. So from here, starting with our left side, we're going to take our left foot to the top of the mat, or wherever we might be. Out stretching that right leg, just walking that, heel toeing that left foot out. Maybe taking a bolster behind that right leg, cushion, whatever you might have. Sitting tall for a moment here, gazing high, and then just coming to melt down. Setting yourself up so that you're comfortable. Be here for the next 30 seconds or so. And once again, only coming to about 60% of our maximum range here. And really not pushing ourselves. Just finding that edge. Using the breath as our guide. Making sure we can still take deep, expansive breaths. Breathing deeply in through the nose. Perhaps taking some sighing exhales here. Taking 2 last breaths here. Deep down into the belly. All the way into the hips. Sighing, letting it go. One last breath like this, deep into the belly, the hips. Slowly and gently coming back up out of this. Changing sides now. Taking that left knee behind us. Right foot out in front. Heel toeing that foot out to the side. Sitting tall for a second, gazing high. And then exhaling, coming to melt forwards. Perhaps you can take your elbows the whole way to the floor. Perhaps you want to use a cushion or some other propping. Whatever you need to find comfort, to find ease in this movement, this hold. It's perfectly okay to change your propping up side to side. Everybody is going to be different. Once again, with these deep, expansive breaths, drawing the breath all the way into the belly, down to the hips. Two last breaths here, deep in through the nose. And sighing, letting it go. And one last breath like this, deep into the nose. And sighing, letting it go. Slowly, gently pushing our way back up out of that one. Sliding up, propping away. And then just coming to lie flat, taking that quick rebound. Just allowing that connective tissue, the fascia, to return to its original, albeit slightly new state. Now when you're ready, rolling off to your favorite side, slowly pushing your way back up. I'm going to come into, if you're wearing socks, just taking one of them off for a moment. I'm just going to massage an acupressure point called the bubbling springs point. It's about here, in the center of your foot. It's really good for grounding, drawing energy up from the earth. Really just getting into that point there. Not sure if it's visible. Spending a good minute or so, really getting into that point. Chinese medicine system, this is the point that connects our feet to the earth, allows the energy of the earth to draw up into the body. Really fantastic for grounding ourselves and pulling ourselves back out of our heads in a pinch. feel free to pause the video here if you want and keep going. I've been doing these about 5 minutes on each foot every night the last week or so. If you've taken, and just coming to the other foot. These socks are definitely necessary at the moment. It's about 5 degrees where I am, I would say. And once again, just coming to that point there. Just spending about a minute or so here. And when you're done there, just coming into our final Shavasana / body scan. That was not a traditional Shavasana. The intent there would typically be to let go completely. So we're trying to maintain awareness of the body here. So coming to lie flat, I've decided to take a bolster behind my knees this time. Just starting at the left foot, feeling the tips of the toes on the left foot, feeling the whole left foot, feeling the tips of the toes on the right foot, feeling the whole right foot, taking the awareness to the left ankle, to the right ankle, to the lower left leg, to the lower right leg, to the lower left knee, to the lower right knee, to the upper left leg, to the upper right leg, to the left hip, to the right hip, left glute, right glute, left side of the torso, right side of the torso, left armpit, right armpit, left side of the chest, right side of the chest, left shoulder, right shoulder, upper left arm, upper right arm, left elbow, right elbow, left forearm, right forearm, left wrist, right wrist, left hand, right hand, tips of the fingers on the left hand, tips of the fingers on the right hand. Feeling both hands at the same time. Running the awareness back up the arms, through the shoulders, chest, dropping into the heart center for the moment. Pausing here in the heart center for a second. Taking the awareness up the collarbones, throat, chin, lips, teeth, tongue, sinuses, out the left nostril, to the right nostril, tip of the nose, left ear, right ear, left eye, right eye, third eye center, crown of the head, dropping the awareness to the top of the spine, and dropping the awareness the whole way down the spine, to the tip of the tailbone, holding the awareness in the spine, letting the awareness diffuse out the left side of the spine, becoming aware of the whole left side of the body all at once, drawing that awareness back to the spine, allowing the awareness to diffuse at the right side of the spine, becoming aware of the whole right side of the body all at once, taking the awareness back to the spine, allowing the awareness to diffuse out the spine to the whole body all at once. Just noticing what's different now. How's the breath moving? How does the mat feel beneath you? How does the body feel? Really allowing this contrast to sink in. From here, taking as much time as you need, just allowing yourself to melt away completely. Otherwise, the sequence ends here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Namaste.